Hey there, base layer boy here. I've got my base layers on, looking good in my Walmart brand long johns. They came with the little tears in them. Isn't that nice? That's a cool little feature, isn't it? Layers, we hear about them all the time. Don't forget to wear your layers, but what the heck are they talking about? I don't know. Do you? Layering is super important if you want to stay warm when you're out in the middle of the woods and it's freezing and you're cold and you're dying. But the thing that a lot of people don't realize is that layering isn't just wearing three things. Layering is something that's done with specific intent for each and every layer. And that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm not the fashion police. I'm not going to tell you exactly what to wear. But I will tell you the point behind each garment when it comes to layering. And we're going to start with base layers. So your base layer has the job of wicking the sweat off of you. You don't want sweat beating up on you when you're out there, especially when it's freezing. Your mid layer, that's going to take the heat that your body produces and keep it in. It's an insulation layer. Whereas your outer layer or your shell, that's going to keep the cold, the elements, the wind, the snow, the sleet, the hail, all that other stuff. That's going to keep it out. So keep yourself dry, keep yourself warm, keep yourself from being frozen by the ice and the wind and the snow and the hail and all that good stuff. So let's talk about what's acceptable for layering. First thing I'm going to tell you, there's not a lot of hard and fast rules, but one rule is try not to wear cotton for your base layer. It retains moisture a little bit. It'll freeze you a little bit. Cotton kills is the thing that you hear, and maybe that's a bit of an over-exaggeration, but So this is your typical base layer right here. This is long john, but you know what else would also work as a base layer? Let me show you, and I'm gonna do that cool thing they do on TikTok where they snap and they change clothes without changing position. Ready? I forgot if my hand was down or up. This also works maybe if it's a little bit cooler out, or I'm sorry, warmer out, and you don't need something as hardcore as the long johns. This is also great, but for now, we're sticking with, let's see if I can do it right, the long johns. Okay, on to our mid layers. So the mid layer's job is to take the heat that your body is producing and reflect it back at you, not letting it escape. So here we've got a basic mid layer. This is flannel. Everybody owns flannel. It actually works pretty well. It's not going to be as high performing as some of the other stuff. It's not going to be down, but it will work as a decent mid layer. Also, it looks pretty dapper, right? Pretty good. Then we've got something a little more technical. Something like this serves as a great mid layer. It fits really snug. It retains a lot of heat. This is going to keep you very, very warm. Then we've got something like this. And you might say, but Mike, this is clearly a shell. I mean, it's got a hood on it and everything. And yeah, you could use this as an outer layer. There's no problem with that at all. But it's versatile. It also works as a good mid layer because it's filled with down. And down is wonderful at insulating you and keeping all that heat in. So now we're going to move on to shells. So a shell is going to be a protective layer. A lot of them have Gore-Tex, especially the harder shells, that's going to repel that water and all that moisture and keep you nice and dry. So this is an Arc'teryx jacket. This is a Beta AR, and it's expensive. This is such an expensive jacket. I haven't really had the chance to use it just yet, but it's pretty nice. I mean, it feels good. And here's a soft shell option. This is also by Arc'teryx. Also pretty expensive. This is a Proton X, Proton AR, something like that. I'll correct myself later. And this is gonna be a little more technical. This is for hiking in less freezing conditions, less adverse conditions, as well as trail running, I don't know, goat herding, competitive cheese rolling. So really what I'm trying to solidify here is that you've got a lot of options. You got a lot of choices here. When you hear dress in layers, you might think, oh, I have to have this particular kind of shell, when maybe you don't. Maybe you don't need the super fancy hard shell unless you're going to be skiing. Maybe something like this will work just fine. You don't have to be hiking to layer. You can wear really nice layers that keep you warm whenever you're maybe out on a night on the town, or you're working outside, I don't know, doing whatever. Doesn't all have to be technical hiking gear. Layering can work in regular, normal human being life as well. That's what we call it when we're not camping, right? Anyways, that's about the extent of this one. If you're out there, make sure you're wearing your layers, people. Be warm and have the option of being a little cooler and then have the option of being a little warmer again. Layers are great for that. So yeah, how do you layer? Is there anything I missed? Do you have any tips and tricks that have worked for you over the years? I don't know. I don't know everything. In fact, I don't know most things. Anyways, you all just hit me up and let me know in the comments below. And until then, stay warm, and I will catch you next time.